Good afternoon and welcome to the Robot Virtual Games Championship event launching. We are so excited to finally meet you again for our Robot Virtual Games. So, welcome everyone, and we are thrilled to have all of you joining us today for this very exciting event. This has been 5 years, so we're so excited to have this robot virtual games again. So to officially kick off with our event, let us start with the prayer to be followed by the singing of our Philippine national anthem.
Hide me now under your wings. Cover me within your mighty hand. When the oceans rise and the thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are king over the flood. I will be still, know you are God. For as my soul in Christ alone, know His love, quietness and trust. When the oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are king over the flood, and I will be still and know you are God. I will be still and know you are God. I will be still and know you are God.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiging telas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y bukay. Lupang pinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa mandudupin, di ka pasisikin, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit ang pagaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang lang bawat mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig, ang pituwin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig. Lumang ang araw ng warhabit pagsingka, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya ng kantay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
The Robot Virtual Games Championship is designed to bring together the brightest minds in robotics from around the world, and of course, here and in other countries, especially online. Our goal is to provide a platform for students to demonstrate their skills, learn, and collaborate, all while enjoying the thrill of competition. This has begun, as I mentioned a while ago, 5 years ago, and we all know that the Philippine Robotics Olympiad just finished, and some students out there, especially who are still practicing or who may be not able to join the competition, would love to showcase their skills in programming and in robotics. But before we dig into more about our competition or the robot virtual game for today, we are so honored to begin with a few words from the president and CEO of Felta Multimedia Inc., the mother of robotics herself, Miss Mylene Abiva. Let's give her a round of applause. Virtual round of applause.
Thank you, Rochelle, and thank you to all who are watching us live at the Felta Multimedia Innovation Center. As mentioned by Rochelle, it's been 5 years, and I was just speaking to the Felta team before we went online, and I said that Robot Virtual Games is the most resilient international event for robotics in the world. We started to pivot during the pandemic, but here we are, even today, as now the new beginning of our educational system, and as we have opened our schools in physical form. And it is with great pleasure and excitement and pride that I welcome you all today to the launch of the fifth Robot Virtual Games Championship Philippines. And over the years, this event has evolved into more than just a competition. It has become a platform that nurtures innovation, creativity, and collaboration among young minds across the country, especially in the Philippines. For those in the last mile schools, you can still participate and build your robot. And in today's rapidly changing environment and in changing world, the ability to navigate and engage in virtual environments is no longer a luxury. It is a necessity. And the Robot Virtual Games and the Robot Virtual Toolkit provide students with a unique opportunity to do just that. These tools empower our youth to build, interact, and compete on a global stage, all within a cutting edge virtual robotics playing field. So some of you have used it, some of you may not have used it, but we are using a virtual playing field. And as we embark on the fifth installment of the Robot Virtual Games, let us celebrate not just the technical skills that our participants will showcase, but also the resilience, adaptability, and teamwork that they will perform and what it will be happening as we platform cultivates. Our goal is to inspire the next generation of Filipino innovators who will lead in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I thank you for your continued support and participation in this transformative journey. For the fifth Robot Virtual Games, let the games begin. Maraming salamat at mabuhay kayong lahat.
There you go. Thank you so much, Miss Mylene Abiva, the woman behind this very useful event, especially for our students who would like to showcase their robotics, engineering, and programming skills. So thank you very much, Miss Mylene Abiva. And of course, this event, specifically the Robot Virtual Games, won't be possible without our partners who actually put the robotics virtual games here in the Philippines. And we are also privileged to have with us today the two distinguished guests from Cognition Robotics. So first, let us welcome the Cognition Robotics Director Operations, Miss Priyanka Tuteja. Virtual applause.
Hello everyone, my name is Priyanka and I am the Director of Operations and Marketing at Cognition Robotics. We are back again with another year of RVG Championship 2024. I want to congratulate Mylene and the Felta team for bringing all the cutting edge technology to the Philippines, and RVG is one such opportunity. This year, what's different is that it's going to be an individual competition. There are going to be two categories, and there are going to be a set of qualifiers that you're going to go through, and then finally participate in the final event that tons of countries are going to be a part of. And at the end, the winners are going to get very lucrative prizes. So we are going to choose two winners from each categories, and they are going to get prizes that are of value of up to $1,000. Um, and so we are very excited and we want to welcome you all to participate in this challenge. We can't wait to cheer you all on as you go through different qualifying events and then finally to the final event. Congratulations, everybody. Welcome and thank you. All the best. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Once again, that is the Cognition Robotics Director Operations, Ms. Priyanka Teteja. Cognition Robotics is based in Canada and they've been supporting this event of us and, of course, the Asia Pacific since, again, 5 years ago. And at this point, we will be having another special guest from Cognition Robotics. He is the Technical Support Specialist, none other than Mr. Jorge Hernandez from Mexico. Let's hear his special message.
And really, thank you and welcome to the RBG Championship 2024. You will see that we have a new structure for competition. We have new challenges, we have new robots, we have new prizes. So this will be an amazing year, and the next years will be such amazing too. So thank you very much to be with us. All the best. And
All right. Once again, that was the Cognition Robotics Technical Support Specialist, Mr. Jorge Hernandez, has been very supportive to this event. And yes, you heard it correctly. There are some special surprises that we prepared for all of you who's joining the event. There are like special prizes and, of course, other things that will be surprised. And with that, to further let us know more about robotics cognition or robotics virtual games or RVG, to introduce to us the RVG Games 2024, let us all welcome the training manager of Felta Techvoc Academy Inc., one of the master trainers of Felta Multimedia. Let us all welcome Miss Annalyn F. Aban.
All right. Okay. So good afternoon, and thank you so much, Teacher Rochelle, for that wonderful introduction. And of course, I would like to acknowledge as well the presence of our President and CEO, Miss Maylene. Thank you so much for all the support and for all the love that you've given to us. And of course, special thanks to our partner, Cognition Robotics from Canada. Okay, thank you so much, Priyanka and Jorge, for all the support to make this event launching possible despite of the holiday break. All right, so as Teacher Rochelle mentioned a while ago, majority of us are still on cloud nine because of the concluded Philippine Robotics Olympiad, and majority of the teams nowadays are preparing for the international finals. Some of the teams are preparing for WRO Italy, that's the invitational, and some of our teams are preparing for the WRO Turkey. Even though that Felta Multimedia showcased this national competition from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, I believe that there are majority who is requesting for more, especially those who are very far away here in NCR. And this is it. We're back and we will be hosting this robot virtual game championship for everyone. Okay, so of course, my task for you guys is to discuss thoroughly of what is robot virtual games, what would be the set of specification, and what would be the things that you gonna expect for this 2024 championship. Since that we're talking about championship, we're talking about different country who will be joining the competition. But same goes along, there will be changes, but there are updates as well. Like, of course, we'll be sharing with you the updated calendar so that you know what are the specific dates that you need to specifically notes and add to your calendar. But I believe that there are new schools as well who are very interested and excited about to know of what is robot virtual games and what is virtual robotics toolkit and how it's gonna happen. So this afternoon, of course, one of our coach from Pelta Techbook Academy will be joining us to give us some demonstration of the specific toolkit that we're gonna use for the competition. But as you all know, Felta Multimedia, we are into virtual robotics toolkit. So with my talk at the moment, what I'm going to highlights are the following. So I'll be discussing the robot virtual game platforms, how it works. I'll be sharing as well some benefits of the robot virtual games in education because that's our goal and it's very important how we could use that in elevating our science, technology, engineering, and mathematics experience in schools. And of course, I'll be sharing some key pictures and components of the robot virtual game platforms because it's gonna be two. We'll be using the virtual robotics toolkit and we'll be using the robot virtual game platforms. And then we'll be sharing some demonstration on how it works. And then we'll be sharing some applications on how we could incorporate that to educational context. So I believe that everyone is already excited about with this robot virtual game competition. When we talked about the platform, of course, this RBG is a digital simulation where players and programs are virtual robots within a computer-based environment mimicking the behavior and the challenges of real world robotics. So if you think that you are into building, that if you are into coding, you are in a right platform. Because whatever you able to accomplish with the actual robotics kit that you have, you could extend those practices in virtual robotics toolkit. So with the platform that we have, we offer a platform for users to learn robotics and programming in a cost-effective, risk-free virtual spaces. All right. So basically, with this programs that we have for 2024, we gonna provide hands-on experience without the need of the physical robot, which is the usual challenges that we have. But through Virtual Robotics Toolkit, through this RBG platform, will make them more accessible to a wider audience. First, we're going to start nationwide. Again, we are inviting our friends from Luzon, from Visayas, and from Mindanao. Okay. So if you are watching at the moment, please share this live so that we could share the good news to our friends, to our schoolmates, to our coaches, to those who are really enthusiasts in robotics and programming. And please take note, the competition is open from elementary up to senior high school. So what are you waiting? If you wanted to join the competition, please share this live. You could use the comment section, type your school, and give us a special shout out. Okay. So talking about robot virtual game platforms and the specific materials that we're gonna use for this year championship. So as you can see from my slide, we'll be using again the virtual robotics toolkit. It's the simulator that we're gonna use. And what you can see from my screen, now it's already available in Spike Prime. So before we are using the classic Lego Mindstorms EV3, but at the moment, it's now open with the use of this Lego Education Spike Prime. So sounds exciting, right? But if you are still curious how it will works with this robotics platform, of course, we're gonna create our own world, our own mats, and a competition. But specifically with this championship, we will be showcasing the specific mat that we're gonna use for the finals, because the route would be there will be a qualifier for each regions, but it would be facilitated by the Virtual Robotics Toolkit and Cognition Robotics, together with the help, of course, of Pelta Multimedia, your national organizer here in the Philippines. And with the platform that we have, of course, the good thing about with what you are seeing on my screen at the moment, we could always change various physics parameter, like as you can see, the robot is moving because of the gravity, mass, friction, and we could always test in a new learning environment. For there are variety of challenges that we could use, enable for us to test those created codes that we wanted to amplify accordingly. And since this is a game, of course, we could enjoy playing with other children at the same time. We could learn. So it's always the game-based learning enable for us to elevate our learning experience in our robotics and programming at the same time. So basically, you have the opportunity to play with your classmate, with your friends, with your schoolmates, and beyond with that, because the competition is open for the whole region here in the Philippines. And when we able to reach the finals, we will be playing with the other country as well, and we are very excited about it. And of course, as I mentioned, we could play with our friends, so you can invite them. You can invite them to join and participate together in a worldwide tournament. So at this moment, we will be sharing the specific calendar of events for your references. And moving on with the platform that we'll be specifically using for this competition, with the usual game-based app that we enjoy nowadays. The good thing about with this robot virtual game platforms, we could always have our, or we could always create our own profile. Of course, you're gonna showcase your skills in robotics and programming. It's nice that we showcase of what we've got, because we believe that when you have the interest and passion about with this program, um, it's nice if we could showcase that not here in the Philippines but the whole world. So from the platform that we're gonna using, we could always have our profile. So we could choose our own avatar, and then we could grow our experience and profile ranking. So basically, you're gonna play with the virtual robotics toolkit, but we'll be using the robot virtual game platform so that we could submit and monitor our ranking real time. Okay, so there are specific tournaments. Then from the BRT app that we have, we can always connect and submit our result in the BRT application to the platform. For those who are feeling overwhelmed with all the information that I'm sharing with you guys, especially for those who are beginner to this platform, no need for you to worry. For Pelta Multimedia, specifically Pelta Techbook Academy team, will be here to support you all the way, because we wanted to see the Philippine plug in the ranking. So with that, we'll be providing technical trainings for the Philippine national team. All right, and then moving on, since we'll be using application, you might ask, could we still have the opportunity to build our own robot design? Yes. With this virtual robotics toolkit that we're gonna use, the good thing about with it, you could always design your own robot. But um, just to let you know, there are default design that we could always access and use for each challenges that we might encounter for this robot virtual game championship. But if you're gonna ask if you could create your own design because you are confident enough that you are a good builder and a future engineer as well, yes, you can. All right. So part of the training is we'll be providing trainings on how you should design your robot accordingly. All right. Then, um, with the platform that we have, of course, it offers abstract thinking and problem solving for their specific challenges. And then uh, from the design of the robot that we gonna do with the available CADs that we could use, of course, we could always download that and we could import those robot design and connect that in your virtual robotics application. Later on, Teacher Lance will be joining us for some sort of demonstrations. Okay, so as you can see from here, that's the look of the interface of the virtual robotics toolkit that we're gonna use. Okay, and then this is a calendar of events. So as you can see here right now in the Philippines, we started the launch August 27 for the registration period for this robot virtual game world championship start today up to October 19. So August, September, October. So you almost have 80 days plus on the making for you to think on how you gonna make this thing happen. And then right after that, the qualifier tournament will be set schedule on October 21 to 26, 2024. All right. And then the RBG World Championship is set to be scheduled December 9 to 14. And yay! We'll be enjoying our Christmas break this time because as you can see, we'll be having the championship December 9 to 14. Because the usual we have our holidays preparing for the world championship, right? So look at the calendar at the moment. It's quite impressive for this set of calendar. We could have more time preparing for the world championship. But later on, I'll be sharing the calendar that we prepare for the Philippine national team. Okay? So with that, I wanted to share with you the video so you have the glimpse on what would be the sets of challenges that you're gonna encounter for the finals. Oh, sorry. Okay, come again. There you go. All right, there you go. So it's just the glimpse for we'll be having our official opening ceremony with Cognition Robotics, our partners. But looking at the live that we have at the moment through Felta Multimedia Inc. official page, I would like to make shout out for our friends from Unida Christian College in Cavite. And the moment we also have our friends from SDO Parañaque. Hello, good afternoon, coaches. Are you all excited? Okay, and of course, I would like to shout out as well, Miles, our members here at I Create Cafe Manila. Okay, there you go. And of course, I would like to shout out as well our friends from Olongapo. Hello there. And of course, sending me messages at the moment. I would like to say hi as well from our friends from SDO Antipolo. Hello and good afternoon to our friends from SDO Antipolo. And I would like to shout out as well our friends from SDO Legazpi. And of course, we also have our friends watching at the moment from Naga City College Foundation. Good afternoon, everyone. I know that you are all excited. As you can see from the video that I've shared just at the moment, um, we have two sets. So we'll be having our challenge for elementary category, and we'll be having our challenges as well for the high school category. So sharing you this. These are one of the changes that we're gonna encounter for this Robot Virtual Game World Championship 2024. Before, there are group categories, but at the moment, as you can see, it was divided into two groups: one elementary and one high school group. So, since there are two groups only for this competition, let's begin first with the elementary. So, elementary level could join based on the year, the age years specifically. So, the maximum age for elementary is 12 years old. All right. In season 2024, it should be or it must be born years 2012 or younger. While on the high school category, our age bracket is from 13 years old up to 19 years old in season 2024. All right. You might ask, for junior high school and senior high school category, this time it will be combined. Okay, so for this Robot Virtual Game World Championship, we'll be referring to the age bracket. So again, for elementary, maximum of 12 years old, and for high school, specifically for the combination of junior high school and senior high school, our age bracket is from 13 years old up to 19 years old. All right. So you could see as well from my slide that when we talked about the team size, the competition is offered for individual competition only. All right. With the usuals that we have in Philippine Robotics Olympiad, it's usually a group category. But this time for Robot Virtual Game World Championship, it's an individual competition. You might ask how many participants rather, we can accept. At the moment, I think that we could accept as many as we can because that's the usual practices in the World Championship. All right. And again, if you have some questions, some clarification about the details, please feel free to send us a message through Pelta Multimedia Inc. Facebook page. All right. And we'll be very happy to assist you guys. And then what would be the official simulator that we're gonna use? It's the Virtual Robotics Toolkit because it should be or it will be part of the inclusion for the registration that you're gonna need when you signed up. Okay, and then for the robot that we're gonna use for this world championship, participants will be able to import an EV3 Mindstorms or Spike Prime based robot. So you have the freedom to choose whether you're gonna choose the classic EB3 or the new Lego Education Spike Prime. All right. So when we talked about the software, open to any control software that can connect to Virtual Robotics Toolkit. So currently, with all the available software that we have from the EV3, we could use drag and drop. Okay, the same one we have in Scratch. It could be in MicroPython as well, while in Spike Prime, it could be Scratch, MicroPython rather, sorry, MakeCode, the Microsoft MakeCode, and we could use Java as well. So any from that, as long as it can connect to the Virtual Robotics Toolkit. Okay. Now, looking back, there are many messages as well. We have our Yepe from Joshua David from Cebu. Hello, Joshua. We're excited to see you on board. As you can see, with this kind of platform, we able to reach wider audience. Imagine from Olongapo to Cavite to Bicol region from Cebu. And of course, we also have our friends from Maykawayan National High School. Hello, Ma'am Bernadette de la Cruz. And at the moment, one of our judges from Philippine Robotics Olympiad is watching as well. Hello, Miss Ivia Crucis. Thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, and going back, so please take note. You could always ask for these details to us, and we'll be very happy to assist the Philippine team. For we wanted to see our plugs again racing for the Robot Virtual Game World Championship 2024. Okay, then moving on with all the information that I've shared with you guys, I just wanted to highlight that this robot virtual game, this virtual robotics toolkit, and the program that we wanted to share to everyone, we could always ask or we could always gain benefits in education settings. So when we talked about those benefits that we could get from the program, of course, with this platform that we have, we're making this robotics accessible to students without the physical kit. Okay, we are also reducing the need of those expensive hardware when we purchase the materials, and it really offers flexibility. For with the platform that we have the ability to simulate various environments and challenges. Actually, we prepare a lot for everyone. And then from the programs that we have, we are learning because we're gonna develop coding. We're gonna develop our skills in problem solving, because that we since that we need to address those challenges with a time pressure as well. Of course, it will enhance our critical thinking skills in a virtual setting. Okay, that's very important. And for all the coaches out there, for all the parents out there who are watching at the moment, yes, there are so many skills that they can get from the program. For classroom integration, of course, our teachers, our coaches, our enthusiasts um, could use this as one of their tools. For our teachers, can always incorporate RBG into their curriculum. For as we all know, with the robotics program that we have, it could always elevate our learning experience in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Of course, we're talking about competition at the moment, so this is one of the other platforms that we could enjoy through virtual robotics competition, and the growing popularity of this platform. The Virtual Robotics Toolkit is the materials, and the robot virtual game by Cognition Robotics of Canada, by Canada, okay? And then, as I kept on mentioning a while ago, it will enhance STEM education through robot virtual games. And of course, many more. Okay, and please take note that we'll be providing more trainings for our participants and for of course for our coaches as well. But um, talking what would be the future is the robot virtual game. Why do we need to embrace this? Why do we need to incorporate this in the academy? When we talked about the trends and innovation nowadays, it's not just about robot. It's not just about robotics. We're talking about AI and machine learning with this robot virtual game platforms. Of course, we could use AI to create smarter, more responsive virtual robots that can learn and adapt. Take note of that. And when we talked about virtual reality, of course, VR could make RBG more immersive, letting the users feels like they're really inside the robot environment. Later on, we're gonna share some demonstrations, so stay tuned. And then for cloud access, RBG could become more accessible through cloud platforms, making it easy to use on any devices. All right. Now, with the impact of future of education, we're talking about wider access from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, from our region to the World Championship. We can always showcase because I believe that Filipinos are really skilled in this robotics program. So, talking about skills, this robotics virtual game platforms will help the student develop important skills like coding. It's one of the necessity nowadays, as Miss Maylene mentioned. It would always develop our student problem solving skills, critical thinking skills, and it really offers lifelong learning experiences because RBG will allow continued learning and skills development even outside traditional school settings. Okay? And then I hope that you have some questions that you wanted to address at the moment. You could always use our chat box, and there are technical peoples from Pelta Multimedia who will be very happy to assist you. So I guess at the moment, on our comment section, I want to say hi to our friends from Legazpi City Science High School. At the moment, our coach is already watching because I believe they're interested to join as well. Because um, Legazpi City Science High School is one of our partners who are really into innovation. So kudos to that, Legazpi City Science High School. Okay, so yes, we have our question from Sir Raymond of Paranaque. Yes, sir, it comes with a minimal registration fee for we need to have our materials like the virtual robotics toolkit and the robot virtual game platforms. But we're gonna discuss that thoroughly later on. Okay, so at this moment, we'll be proceeding to the demonstration of the virtual robotics toolkit, okay, so that those new teams who are wondering on how we could go on to this platform could identify. Okay, so I'll be discussing already the virtual robotics toolkit, and later on, Teacher Lance will be joining us for the demonstration. So we'll be using the virtual robotics toolkit. That's the official toolkit that we're gonna use for this robot virtual game platform. It's an advanced simulator designed to enhance the Lego Mindstorms experience. And uh, as we experience using the materials, it's an excellent learning tool for classroom and competitive robotics. And what we really love about this toolkit, whatever learning that you could get from your physical kit with the EV3 and with the Spike Prime, you could always continue evolving that to this virtual robotics toolkit. Okay. And when we talked about the platform and with the Wonderpool program that we are offering to you guys, we all know that robotics is one of the greatest way for us to learn about programming and an even more power tool for teaching a STEM subject. All right. So as you can see, there are a variety of challenges that we're gonna prepare for everyone. So basically, they need to fully understand the connection of those problem that we need to address, and they're gonna need to do coding enable for them to make the robot find solution on how they're gonna address those problems. And then they're gonna have their engineering skills for they're gonna need to design the robot accordingly. And when they're gonna do programming, they're gonna be using a lot of mathematical skills. All right, so sounds fun and exciting. Then with virtual robotics, we could always address more wider audience. So I wanted to say hi to our friends from CCB Robotics teams from Olongapo. Hello, guys. So even though they're busy preparing for WRO Italy, I believe their new players will be joining the Robot Virtual Game Championship. Hello. And moving on, of course, if you don't have the robot with you, there's no problem with this virtual robotics toolkit. And yes, coaches, and yes, friends, there are minimal registration for we need to have the toolkit. Okay. Later on, I'm gonna thoroughly discuss of what would be the inclusion of those registration that we gonna need to ask for you guys. All right. Then a competitive edge. So as you can see, having the toolkit, we could have our regional events, our qualifier tournament, as well as the Robot Virtual Game Championship. Actually, this is our 5th year here in the Philippines. Imagine, we started during the pandemic time. And since that we able to see how the platforms will address the needs of the lacking resource that we have, we decided to continue using the platform. Okay, because in Felta, as you all know, we really wanted to promote robotics for everyone. Then moving on, I believe that you show already you able to see this video a while ago, but let me share with you again later. So having the virtual robotics toolkit, guys, yes, there are default robots that you can use for each specific challenge that you gonna encounter. But then the good thing about with the toolkit that we have the opportunity to create and design our own robot. Okay, we can bring your draw creation to life, and the virtual robotics toolkit has the ability to import files that are created using a number of free 3D modeling tools. Whether you are using the Lego Digital Designer, the Studio 2.0, MLCAD, or LDCAD, you could always use that and import your model and prepare to be amazed. All right. So within just a few short minutes, you'll be working with your own creation in a physics-enabled simulation. So with the previous competitions that we have, you just saw the use of the classic EV3, but at the moment we'll be sharing with you the new Spike Prime. All right. Then you can use the Lego Mindstorms EV3, but with the prior announcement that we made, you could also use the Lego Education Spike Prime programming environment for you to write programs to control your virtual robot just as you would do on a real thing. If you're familiar with Mindstorms programming, you already know how to use the simulator. Okay. But if you are new to Lego Robotics, you don't need to worry for, as I mentioned earlier, we'll be providing trainings for those registered participants who want to join the competitions. Okay? And then the good thing about with the toolkit, it comes with the simulator. The simulator advanced physics engines upwards and unparalleled level of realism where we could always experiment with how various physical forces act on a robot. We could always change the friction on the playing surface, or we could always mess with the gravity, enable for us to see how our robot would behave in a weightless environment. But please take note, coaches. Please take note, parents and future participants. Delta Multimedia will be providing more technical trainings for you guys. Then we could always analyze for whatever electronic component that you wanted to add on your robot could also be added to your virtual robotics toolkit robots. How cool is that? Then Of course, since that we'll be doing the competition virtually with the use of virtual robotics toolkit and this robot virtual game platforms, there are just some requirements that we need to look at, okay, and things that you need to take note, okay. There are minimal specification that you need to consider in able for you to use the simulation, but there are ideal specification enable for you to use this in a beautiful simulation settings, okay. But since that we able to survive those specification during pandemic time, I believe that majority of us nowadays are using this ideal specification with our devices, okay. Then I have here some installation guide, but I believe it's nicer if we could go on and proceed to the demonstration on how we're gonna use the virtual robotics toolkit. So as you can see, from the slide that I'm sharing at the moment, there are minimal registration for there are license key that we're gonna use enable for us to activate this virtual robotics toolkit. And our once the BRT is activated already, of course you'll be ready to start simulating. So as you can see from the screen that I have at the moment, there are different environments that you're gonna encounter, the specific software that we're gonna use, the simulation that where we gonna run our robot and the created code, and the Microsoft sign in enable for us to access the robot virtual game platforms. And then these are the sets of environment, the default interface that you're gonna encounter, the simulation environment, the learning environment, and the EV3 programming environment. And then these are the toolbars already for you to simply navigate your virtual robotics toolkit. So as you can see, we have our file management. So if you are good into playing already, it seems easy for you to handle these toolbars for you to create and start with the navigation. But again, nothing for you to worry for. We'll be providing pre-trainings for our registered participants. Okay? And then we have our virtual tools where, as you can see from there, we could manage robot attachments. Since that you have the opportunity to design your robot, of course, there are settings we could where you could use that and have that. And from the virtual tools, we could have the scoreboard, so you could see your real score, real time, and the virtual break. Okay, so it's either EV3 or the Spike Prime. So you have the freedom to choose. Then the maximizing windows are for you to maximize the environments that you're gonna need during the day of the competition. And then next to that, there are a variety of challenges. The one that I'm sharing at the moment is the set of challenges that you're gonna encounter from choosing the classic EV3. So as you can see, there are a variety of challenges that you could enjoy with. Like the first one, we have the sandbox, wherein from here you could always learn the basic of simulator by driving a robot in an empty room. Means that this sandbox would give you access on how you could navigate your robot from the simulator, right? And there are many more. Look at this one, okay? We could even design our own competition mat. So this is cool. And then from the virtual robotics toolkit, you could also access the previous World Robot Olympiad challenges. So it's a nice way for you to use the simulator for practices purposes. And then we also have the access for the FLL concluded challenges. So you could have access from the WRO past challenges, FLL past challenges, and even those new challenges that I've shared with you guys. Okay. And the good thing about with all the challenges that you could encounter from the virtual robotics toolkit, all of them comes along with complete guidelines. As you can see from this tab, there are read more, and that read more would give the complete resources for our teachers for their guidelines and for our newbies that wanted to clearly understand on how they should do things accordingly. Okay? And of course, I would like to say thank you for listening and for sharing this live to your friends. But of course, I need to stop sharing my screen for Teacher Lance will be joining us to showcase the new Spike Prime in Virtual Robotics Toolkit. Hello, Sir Lance. Good afternoon.
Hi, teacher, and good afternoon for everyone.
All right, take it away.
All right, so let's start with Virtual Robotics Toolkit. There you go. So let's start with introducing the Spike Prime Virtual Robotics Toolkit. All right, so let's start. So these are already have on the Spike Prime when you open your Virtual Robotics Toolkit. They're adding already the Spike Prime on this application. All right. To use this Spike Prime, just click and then we'll also have our two types of uh, learning area that we have the Spike Prime Sandbox and the Windstorm City. So using that two environment, we can code and try these challenges. Alright. So let's try to use the sandbox. This is the basic of the simulator by driving base by Spike Prime robot on an empty room, just like a virtual EV3 using the EV3. That seems like familiar with our uh, EV3 application using that one. Alright, let's start with our Spike Prime. There you go. So on the Spike Prime, as you can see, you can see the attachment. We have already the sensor, different types of sensor on the Spike Prime, and we also have already the default robot on the Spike Prime. So we have the two motors, the medium motor, we have the color sensor, we have the distance sensor, and we have the force sensor on this side. And of course, we also have our hub. Okay, to run the code, so listen very carefully. So let's open the Make Code application. Microsoft Make Code, the version is 5.32.3. This is the application to run your robot on the Spike Prime. So new project, just type your new project, for example, my name, then create.
All right. So, Sir Lance, the one that you are showcasing at the moment is the Spike Prime in Virtual Robotics Toolkit, right?
I'm sorry, Teacher Ann.
And so at the moment, what Teacher Lance is showcasing is the Spike Prime. So it means that when Teacher Lance opened his virtual robotics toolkit a while ago, they have the options to choose with, right? It's either they can use the EV3 Classic or the new Spike Prime.
Yeah,
Right.
you can
So,
use.
all right. Thank you, Sir Lance. So as you can see from there, okay. Sorry, let me check my audio. Okay, I am clear already. Okay, so what we're just trying to showcase here is to show with you guys that you can always choose from the virtual robotics toolkit whether you are comfortable using the Spike Prime or the EV3. Okay, but at the moment, what we're gonna showcase with you is the Spike Prime, right, Teacher Lance? So from the Spike Prime, as you can see, we have our sandbox that Teacher Lance is navigating at the moment. When you choose a Spike Prime, there are sets of code that's available as well. But specifically with Spike Prime, we can use Microsoft Make Code. It's either the blocks or the JavaScript, right? But at the moment, what we are sharing with you at the moment is the block one, the simplest one. Okay, please go on, Teacher Lance.
Alright, thank you so much, Teacher Ann. So as you can see, we can use the blocks or the JavaScript on our Spike Prime. So let's start with blocks. So you can remove the one of the looping on your coding, then you can start using our motors or different kind of blocks. So let's start with simple movement. So let's get the block, and the port of that is the A and B port. That is the left and right motor. And as you can see, there's a different motor, different rotation on your BRT, right? So automatically the other one is for a negative movement. All right, so that is the one of the movement of our robot on the BRT. Now on the rotation, how many rotation the movement, the rotation of the robot? All right, let's try 2. There you go. That's 2.
As you can see, while Teacher Lance is very focused in writing his code, we just wanted to showcase this so that our elementary student could see and witness how wonderful the material is, and then it's very easy to use, as you can see from what Teacher Lance is doing at the moment. So, Teacher Lance, can we now proceed with the demonstration of the written code that you added to your robot? So those are the different environment that you might encounter. The first one on the top is the simulation where we're gonna run our robot, and the second one is the specific application that we're gonna use enable for us to have the access for our software where we're gonna write our code. Okay, go ahead, Teacher Lance.
Yeah, so on the EV3, we need to connect first our brick to the our device. But on our Spike Prime, you just only had to press the play and no need to connect it on the brick. For example, I have already the sample code that I'm using this one. So just pressing the play button on our left side of our screen, and that's it. The robot will automatically run.
All right, so as you can see from the demonstration that Teacher Lance showcased to us, so we could always give command to our robot according to what is the written code that we're gonna write up on the software that we choose to use. So what we just wanted to highlight at the moment is the availability of this Spike Prime in Virtual Robotics Toolkit. But at the moment, Teacher Lance, could we switch on to the EB3 Spike Prime so that they could see that if they're comfortable with Lego Mindstorms EB3, they have the option to choose it as well. And there you go. So that's the main interface. And from the main interface, what Teacher Lance need to do is to simply click on the tab of the EB3. And from choosing that EP3 tab, it would give you access already um, in the EV3 environment. So we could also choose one of the sandbox challenges for Lance so that they could see that from the virtual robotics toolkit, they could also add on settings to the robot if they wanted to import one from the CAD that they're gonna choose with and then download it afterwards. But as you can see from those demonstrations that we showcase to everyone, from each challenges that you might encounter, there are default robots that you can choose with. Okay, so from there, as you can see, we have our default driving-based robot. And when Teacher Lance dragged down all those tools that I'm discussing a while ago, you could always manage to do the settings on your robot. So could you please drag it down, Sir Lance? And then from there, we have our access from the EV3 brick. And then from the EV3 brick, we have our setting buttons. Wherein from the setting buttons, you could always see that you could managed to check what are the available attachment that you could add on from our robot. So from the driving based robot, Sir Lance, can we showcase and show them on how we could manage to attach those electronic components? Okay, we just need to hold on. We just wanted you to become more excited and let you think of what would be the specific platforms that you're going to use for this World Championship. We are showcasing the EV3 and the Spike Prime so that you have the option to choose between. Okay. Sir Lance, go ahead. Please share your screen. Okay, it's not yet available on the screen, but I believe that all of you are now excited to see on how we could manage to showcase some attachment on it. Okay, Sir Lance, please go ahead, share your screen. There you go. Okay. Now setting up from the Spike Prime to Virtual Robotics Toolkit. And from that toolkit, we're going to showcase to you guys that from the default robot that we have, we could manage to add some electronic components to it. Okay, so as you can see from the default interface, we have option for Spike Prime and we have option for EV3 as well. So at this moment, we're going to showcase the EV3, the classic EV3 that we have. Okay, so we have our toolkit, and from the toolkit, we have our toolbars so that we could manage and navigate our robot. So from the default robot that we have at the moment, you could see the availability of attachment that we could add to the robot, and those are the electronic component that we could use, enable for us to create more programmable commands. So you just need to simply click whatever attachment that you wanted to add to your robot, and you're gonna see what are the current available position where you could attach your robot. So you just need to simply click it. Then when you click it, automatically from this virtual robotics, it's gonna have your design according to what is your plan. Okay, but that's just as a setting. Okay, with virtual robotics toolkit, you could always use LCAD. Like currently, we're using Studio 2.0, enable for us to create more comprehensive design according to what is the need that we have. Okay, so I guess we're all set with that. Sir Lance, thank you so much for joining us and showcasing your virtual robotics toolkit. And please take note that we'll be seeing more of Teacher Lance, Teacher JP, and Teacher L'Oreal they will be providing more thorough training about virtual robotics toolkit and specifically those trainings for the challenge that we're gonna encounter for the quarter game. Okay, so thank you, Sir Lance. Thank you for joining us and for helping us. And now moving forward, majority of the questions are how much would be the registration fee, what are the inclusions, and what would be the plans for the Philippine national team. Of course, we are now preparing for the World Championship. Let's go ahead, Sir Jobin. So, from the calendar that we showcase from the Cognition Robotics and Robot Virtual Game, this is the one that we specifically designed for the Philippine team. As you can see, we start the launch today so that you have a more ample time for you to discuss it with your team and for the school admin. And then good news to our coaches out there, especially those who are new to robot virtual games. Felta Multimedia, with the help of Cognition Robotics, will be providing free teachers training. Okay, so it's a technical training. We'll be highlighting more of how you're gonna navigate the virtual robotics toolkit, how you're gonna set up your robot virtual game platforms, and how you gonna accomplish a certain mission. Okay, so it would be scheduled on September 28, 2024. It's an online training and it's a free training as well. And good news that we'll be providing free BRT pins for those
first 100 teachers who gonna showcase interest in joining this joining this robot virtual game world championship. We'll be providing more details about it. And then, since that the registration will start today, we'll identify those participants who gonna be joining us, and then providing pre-technical trainings as well for our players. Of course, it's very important. And then, um, from the calendar of the Cognition Robotics, we'll be having our qualifiers tournament on October 21 to 26. And please take note, guys, that this online competition will be facilitated by the Cognition Robotics team. Okay? But Pelta Multimedia, as the national organizer here in the Philippines, will be always there to assist our Philippine team. And then, the RBG World Championship is set to be scheduled on December 9 to 14, 2024. And as what we watch on the video from our teams from Cognition Robotics, there are special surprises that we gonna enjoy. But of course, here in the Philippines, we will be having our awarding ceremony. Okay, and then let's continue. Okay, so I've already announced that we'll be having the pre-teachers training, and enable for us to do so, we'll be needing some licenses, and we'll be creating more announcement on how you could join this pre-teachers training. Okay, so for those who are new, I highly encourage everyone to follow our official page. It's Pelta Multimedia Inc., where we are having our live at the moment, so that you know the latest update that we're going to share for this Robot Virtual Game World Championship. And for those who are asking how much would be the registration fee, we can have a separate post also from this page. So the registration fee will cost 2,500 pesos, and the inclusions are the licenses that you're gonna use for the trainings and for the competition. So when you registered, you're gonna receive a virtual robotics toolkit, as well as your access to the robot virtual game platforms. And then you are also capable to join the training. For the pre-training is only designed for those who will be joining the championship. And then good news that we'll be adding the event t-shirts. So we'll be providing your shirts like what I am wearing at the moment. And then it comes along with the Philippine flag. So that we would be very happy to showcase our Philippine team when we able to reach the world championship. And then part of the registration team is the competition registration. So if you're able to closely look the calendar, we'll be having first the qualifiers. So it's already part of the registration fee. And the registration fee covers as well the registration fee for the world championship. All right. So please take note that we'll be sharing more details on our social media platforms. Okay, so let's continue. So, I hope that we give enough information already for you to consider joining the Robot Virtual Game World Championship 2024. And for more details, I'm inviting everyone to please like and subscribe our official Facebook page. This is the official page that we're using at the moment. One of the page that we're using as well is the I Create Cafe Manila page, and Miss Mylene Facebook page. It's Mylene Abiba. So all the important announcement about the competition will be released on this platform. So please take note of that. And if you have questions about the registration details, we'll be very happy to assist you. So you could always use this platform to send us messages for registration, for technical questions, and for inquiry. All right. So Again, we are very excited. We launched this as early as possible so that you could align this to your school calendars. For as we all know, everyone is so busy with your academic program, with on the side program, including the robotics programs that we have for the Philippine national team. So, with that, we're very excited and we're very happy to see you on board for this actually fifth Robot Virtual Game World Championship 2024. All right. For more details about the pre-trainings, please like and follow our social media platform. So with that, I would like to congratulate everyone in advance and see you for all the trainings that we prepare for the Philippine national team.